published 0532 Est, the 8th of December 2017, updated 1041 Est, the 8th of December 2017. Classics of world football are always worth watching. Tussles like Real Madrid v Barcelona, Liverpool v Manchester United and River Plate v Boca Juniors have their own charm and controversies, but they are even better when there is something riding on them. On Saturday night, champions Juventus welcome Inter Milan to the Allianz Stadium for the Derby d'Italia, and the clash is perfectly poised. Inter Milan, atop of Serie A, ahead of travelling to Juventus on Saturday night. In recent years, the meeting has been about pride and getting one over fierce rivals, but HASNT made much impact on the race for the title. Over the last 6 seasons, dominated by Juve, Inter haven't been much cop. In 2010, the year of the Nerazzurri treble, Juventus were still fine-tuning and recovering from their stint in Serie B, and offered little resistance. The last time both sides were genuinely scrapping for the Scudetto was 200,102. This game was first nicknamed the Derby of Italy in the 1960s by legendary journalist Gianni Brera. Even 50 years ago, the fixture felt like a timeless, epic battle of Italian football. It's more of a historical reference than geographical. And for the first time in a while, it could be influential in the championship race. Inter travel to Turin as leaders and are galvanized under coach Luciano Spalletti. Smooth, loquacious Spalletti took over in the summer and has done a remarkable job. Inter are unbeaten and 1 point ahead of second-place Napoli, 2 above Juve in third. Manager Luciano Spalletti has galvanized Inter after taking over in the summer. Fans are returning to San Siro and optimism is the highest it has been since the heady days of Jose Mourinho. Many thought Spalletti would need longer to find the right blend of motivation and tactics, but he struck upon the magic formula quickly. 2 men in particular have been fantastic. Striker and captain Mauro Icardi has added a sacrificial element to his already deadly finishing. Hitherto famed as a penalty area predator, the Argentine has expanded his repertoire, and contributes much more. And in case you were wondering, his 16 goals in 15 league matches this campaign prove that he is still a killer. Maurito, as the skipper is known, doesn't fear the Vecchia Signora. The 24-year-old has plundered 7 goals in 10 confrontations with Juve. They are his second favourite victims after Fiorentina. A previously frustrating figure, Croatian winger Ivan Perisic has focused like never before at the other end of the pitch. Centre-back Milan Skriniar has become an idol to supporters. The Slovakian, who signed from Sampdoria in the summer to little fanfare, has been a wall. His partnership with uncompromising Brazilian Miranda has rekindled memories of Mourinho's impenetrable duo Lucio and Walter Samuel. Skriniar, 23, has also shown his value further up, particularly his goal against Chievo last weekend. Elegant midfielder Roberto Gagliardini told Inter TV "I didn't know Skriniar was so good. He's even surprised me. He can do the defending on his own." An honourable mention must also go to winger Ivan Perisic, a reported Manchester United target. The Croatian wideman had previously been a frustrating player, a mercurial talent with a tendency to drift out of games. Under Spalletti he is focused like never before. Spalletti has certainly benefited from the mistakes of his predecessors. Inter's lack of European football this season gives the new boss 6 days to work with players individually and on team strategy. The absence of midweek fixtures also reduces injuries and fatigue. Antonio Conte's Chelsea took full advantage of the same scenario last season, winning the Premier League by 7 points. In this era of mega-rich football clubs, time is still the only thing money can't buy. And the Blue and Blacks are using it wisely. Striker and captain Mauro Icardi has added a sacrificial element to his already deadly finishing. The Argentine striker has 16 goals in just 15 games so far this season for Inter Milan, but Juventus are always a stubborn rival. The Bianconeri are clicking into gear after a slow start. A week ago they won at Napoli. That 10 victory was the Neapolitans' first loss for over 9 months. On Tuesday they sealed qualification for the Champions League round of 16 by triumphing in another potentially tricky away match at Olympiacos. Massimiliano Allegri's side are rarely spectacular, but are frighteningly effective. And history favours them this weekend. They have beaten Inter in the last 3 meeting in Turin. Saturday night will be a serious examination of the Icardiankers' credentials and progress. Riccardo Ferri played for the Nerazzurri between 1981 and 1994, and says Inter have to play at a high tempo. They can't sit back and wait, and will need players near the ball at all times, and aggression. Ferry, part of Inter's title-winning defense which only conceded 19 goals in 34 games in 198,889, adds the team will need to be proactive, and able to get back into shape quickly if they lose the ball, what we call preventative marking. Inter moved to the top of the table at the weekend after Napoli's loss at home to Juventus. Gonzalo Higuain celebrates scoring the winner against his former club last Friday night. Plus, you have to keep emotion out of it, be rational and ignore the occasion. Ferry, a notoriously tough centre-back, is supremely qualified to evaluate Skriniar. Milan gives everything. He's good in the air, excellent at one-on-ones, provides balance, is a humble, low-profile guy. The security he emits has helped Miranda next to him. It's understandable the fans adore him, concludes Ferry, now a pundit at Mediaset Premium Sport. Into a solid at the back, deadly in attack, and mentally stronger than ever thanks to psychologist Spalletti. But many fine sides have flown to Turin, seen the famous black and white stripes and crumbled. Inter could be building something special, but the champions would love to dismantle Spalletti's fine reconstruction so far by turning Saturday night into a demolition derby.